Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh shoot, let me turn this on. Oh, welcome back to another one. I'm gonna be doing some videos for the next 3 hours, but I probably it's probably gonna be three parts on the migrants and Trump. Some of the stuff I had already said. StreamYard, please work. Okay. Listen. So I'm on, and I decided on how I'm gonna break this stuff up because I'm starting back from the beginning. But Trump ain't playing. This man has done more in 5 days than what was done in 4 years. He getting them up out of here, okay? And they scared. And a lot of him are not seeking asylum. These are economic migrants who which can't claim asylum. You can only claim asylum like if you coming from a place like Darfur over in Africa where there's civil war. Haitians have a right to asylum because what's going on in their homeland. It has to be some type of devastation. But let me tell you something, the Trump effect is real because Venezuelan wasn't taking them back. Did Maduro come back the other day and said he will take them back? And a lot of them want to go back because they came and they was getting a lot of money at first. I'm gonna show you a video where they broke. Listen, they broke, and they not coming to their court dates. They missing their court dates. Some getting letters of deportation anyway. They in hiding. They here. Look, I tried to contact ICE for Detroit to tell them where they working with Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and you at the president inauguration. You done hired all these illegals. I see them every day picking up Amazon packages here in Detroit. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this up with videos, and then I can go ahead and delete this stuff because, honey, y'all going back now. Getting back to the Trinidad LaGuardia gang that's here that was brought from Venezuela. I'm gonna read this, and then now how did I do this? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right. The group TDA, the gang from Venezuela, was formed in the late 2000s at the Venezuelan Argue State Turcan prison. American intelligence agencies believe there are over 1,000 TDA members now in the United States. They are often identified by tattoos, and these tattoos have 23 clocks, trains, crowns, and gas masks. So when I was at Amazon this past summer, this guy had a crown on his leg. He actually had Trinidad Lawaga on his thigh. And I pointed to him, can't speak a bit of English. And I pointed to him, he's like, Venezuela. And I was like, oh, so I pointed to my tattoo and I was like, nice. He's like, thank you, Venezuela. But anyway, that was that. The gang, oh shit. Every time the gang is believed to have originated in Venezuelan prisons and moved north over the last decade. But its reputation within the U.S. has grown this year in part due to the number of high profile crimes they have committed, like in Colorado, breaking down a door, doing a Carter like in New Jack City, taking over the apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado, selling drugs for the cartel, like they just did in New York, kidnapped and raped a girl and just taking over. They just doing robbery of gun shop in Colorado. R wording the people, women, murdering children and R wording them, raping them. This is awful. They need to go back. Time to go. But now I'm gonna also show you where they actually self-deported. They walking back over to Mexico. And a lot of them not gonna make it here, and they're not making it. And I knew that was gonna happen. I told my friends, I said a lot of them ain't gonna make it. The cost of living here is too high. And you working these gig jobs like DoorDash, all that. Look, the average rent over $1,000 now, and then you from a tropics, your gas bill probably gonna be 700, 800. Cause believe me, in your house you probably got your gas on 90 and your light bill. Cause we charge for everything but air, and if we could charge people in the United States to breathe, there'll be a bill for that too. Okay. Many believe to arrive coming from the southern border, which they did walking through the Darien Gap. They have unleashed violence across Central and South America. Like during the last raids in the last 2 days, they deported MS-13 gang members, some TDA, and some Haitian gang members, all gone. Now we're seeing more people coming across the border illegally with ties to Trinidad and Tobago. Until we get the border crisis under control, more and more bad actors will take advantage of the loopholes that the Biden Harris administration let happen. And Trump reversed all of those. Thank you, God. And the killing of Lake and Raleigh in Georgia. And for the life of me, you got the worst mayor in the mayor, Democratic mayors who are defending and help for illegals. And I'm like, you can't make this up, but they can do on her American born citizens. You don't want to help them, but you want to keep her. I'm like, how much money is George Soros paying y'all? And then Biden had the nerve to give him a medal of honor, and he hates America. His whole goal is to destroy America. Y'all look up George Soros and you will see his hatred for America. And he wants its downfall. That's his number one goal. Illuminati himself. And I'm like, how much they paying y'all to do this? How much? Eric Adams is the only one, which was a smart move, was to meet with Tom Homan, talk to Trump. Because guess what? If he need a pardon, Trump the right man that's gonna do it. Okay. You want to have aces in the hole, not enemies. That was a smart move. Because I would have did the same thing. Anything in life, you want to have the right people, even if you have different political views or whatever differences. You want the right people in your corner that will help you in a time of need. And especially if you a mayor or in a situation, because now they talking about, well, shoot, we'll go ahead and cut off funding to you. I'm a governor. I don't want the government to cut off funding. I'm going to work with you. Come and get these people. You work for the people, not the other way around, but they must be getting paid a whole lot of money. That's all I got to say. They got to be getting paid a whole lot of money. And I wish there'd be an investigation so I could find out how much money that they actually paying these people to put these illegals over American citizens. How much money y'all Negroes getting paid? So then they murdered Lake and Riley, the one that he got life in prison. Keep your eye open on this gang because they everywhere. I seen it for myself in Detroit. They everywhere. And they got a foothold in like 16 states. I talked about the apartment buildings that they took over. ICE confirmed that four known TDA members in Aurora are connected to a shooting. You don't have a permit, you're not a citizen. A shooting. How y'all getting these? Oh, I forgot y'all robbed a gun store in Colorado and took all the weapons. You sure did. This happened in July. Are illegal immigrants who were caught and released at the border. Oops. Okay, let me see. Because I'm knocking this stuff off because I'm about to be, because I'm going to delete all this stuff because I deleted a lot of stuff. What's my deck? Oh, 928. I can actually just go to the date. That's how we going to do this. Alright. So they let over 13,000 illegal convicted of murder in their own country. 13. And y'all okay with that? And y'all okay with letting criminals stay in your community harming American citizens? Because, see, this ain't about color. It is about class because you're only putting them in black and Latino poor neighborhoods. 15,000 sex offenders. And you know this. And you okay with harboring this? That just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. See, I got my dates. I'm moving on along. So due to all this, Eric Adams, and I probably should put this on here. Yep, I am. Did I do this for no, I'm gonna put it on here because I'm gonna keep October 11th. Eric Adams closing Randall's Island because the but a lot of them went back to New York because they trying to escape ICE, and they think that, and they have said that these sanctuary cities who are totally Marxists, who are against the American people, said that they will protect them. And I'm still mind blown. How do you protect criminals who not even from here and don't speak the language that's harming your people? So that was one thing. Closing Randall's Island. Okay, we did that one. Because I got to clean out my phone. Now, Tom Holman said we will send elite squads of ICE, Border Patrol, and federal law enforcement to hunt down, arrest, and deport every last illegal alien gang member until there's not a single one left. You can't make this up. Trump did more in 4 days than this past administration did in 4 years. It's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. I hereby calling for the death penalty. This is what Trump said, for any migrant that kills an American citizen or law enforcement officer. You don't have to be a patriot to agree that you don't want your American citizens to be hurt, whether we have differences of opinion or not. We will close the border, and he has. We will stop the invasion in our country. We will defend our territory. He got the military down there who gonna end up going heads up with the cartel because now the cartel is on the terrorist list. TDA is on the terrorist list. MS-13 is on the terror list. List. This is serious. We will not be conquered. We will reclaim our sovereignty. Okay. 12, then we got November. So he confirmed plans to use military to deport migrants. And he's doing that act on pilgrims. Don't start streaming. And he sent no back on that. And he did declare a state of emergency. He voted Democrat for 75 years that's by the border in Texas, voted for Trump because he tired of them walking through their backyards in that small little town. And he did just what he said he was going to do. All right, now we on November 25th. See, a lot of this stuff I don't have to read because I know this shit verbatim. I mean, stuff verbatim, sorry. TDA has already set up shop in 16 states, according to Homeland Security, because Mayorkas is awful. They need to be an investigation on him. And I hope that, there is. It has footholds StreamYard. Come on, StreamYard. Footholds Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Nevada, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Wisconsin. Now, this is the map where they at. Everything that's red, this is where they at. And a lot of them moving to North Dakota. I said, do they realize how much snow North Dakota gets? Cane Drive. The gang has only increased its violent tendencies as it spreads. They tearing Virginia up. They arrested three. This is back when they first got to Virginia. They started out with shoplifting. They got fake Venezuelan IDs. All three had the gang signature tattoos. The gang members are targeting the DC area because they can travel with ease to nearby suburbs in Northern Virginia to carry out thefts, robberies, and assaults. Its members are increasingly engaged in low level fraud and theft schemes, sending their stolen funds back to South America as a means of financing additional criminal enterprises. So I was talking to a gas station, Arabic gas station owner, and he was talking about he want them gone too because they're not spending the money in the United States. They're not helping businesses because when they get money, they sending it back to their home countries to help their people. So the money is going back to Venezuela and the money is going back to Mexico. They are not spending here and supporting small businesses. And I was like, wow, wow. And these businesses are suffering. I'm just saying. They are not here to, as you got Governor Hochul in New York and others saying it's going to destroy our economy. They not here. They didn't come here to help us or this government. They came to get money and help their families that are still in those countries. In another case cited, a suspected Trinidad Tobago member withdrew 118,000 from a Florida bank account with fraudulent check deposits and wired the money to the bank accounts to Venezuelan before the fraud was detected. And I'm like, now how the hell they was able to do that? Because well shit, one time all my money went to Mexico. So but $118,000. They down in Wyoming, which ain't got large population, is basically ranchers and farmers. They down in Wyoming. They had one person in jail being held for trial for being in possession of a car that was stolen in Colorado. Wyoming of all places. So they only had one arrest. We have not seen an increase in Venezuelan immigrants in Wyoming because ain't nothing there. It's ranchers and farmers. But Maduro has changed his mind. He said he's gonna take them back. Now in Tennessee of all places, they down in Memphis. Now you know them Memphis boys ain't gonna accept any type of thing from them. It's gonna be all out war in Memphis, just like Chicago is having with them right now. They in Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga. They go from human trafficking to organized retail theft, and then they move into the drug trade, like the 580 that got deported by Tom Homan the other day. Guatemala, he was arrested for having a gun and heroin trafficking. So now they drug dealers too. Mm. Taking on the cartels in very violent, bloody baths that they had. Okay, I'm gonna stop and I'm about to get these videos so I can delete this stuff. 2022. Now, you know what was funny? I'm just changing the subject because Trump asked the Taliban for their equipment back when Joe Biden did that disastrous pullout from Afghanistan. And he asked could they get their military equipment back. that they stay to them. No, I was like, wow, you can't make this up. I thought I had some for 12.20. I got down here. Got down here 12.22. I didn't see nothing. No, I wrote it down. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. All right. Let me do it. Come on, that. Then I'm gonna start deleting this stuff. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Where's my Okay, what happened to my Instagram? Oh, here we go. I love Anton Daniels. He is so good. Anton from Anton Daniels. I appreciate it. Let me get to the video. Her in this position because they are preferring. In addition to that, that's not all. In addition to that, what she's also conveying over to the general public is that these migrants are also getting payouts. Yes. Similar to how it is that they experiencing them over in New York, right? And that the migrants was basically getting cash and EBT or whatever. I don't think that the migrants over in Chicago is getting the same kind of payouts as the ones over in New York. So I know that there's a lot of migrants that when they come over to the border, and I know this for a fact because I've been covered on the Millionaire Morning Show literally for years now. So this is just a new issue for y'all because y'all are familiar, man. This light is light. Y'all are familiar. Y'all just now becoming familiar with it because it's something that's become. They don't even know who these contractors are. They just literally giving money over to all of these people that have nothing to do with what's going on over there in Chicago, right? And so with that being said, with this woman now going viral, it just jogs my memory of what I've been preaching to you guys for an extended period of time, and that they left the borders open for a reason. And y'all not trying to do the deep dive because you so busy caught up and trying to cape and identify with a person instead of identifying what's best for your family. Facts. This woman in particular is saying, look, border has been open. Now they giving them monies. Trump has been advocating for keeping Obama's policies in place, and that we need to make sure that we protect the American dream for Americans, regardless if you're black or you white or whatever. It needs to be protected for Americans in particular. But we so busy trying to cape for people that's not even from here that how can we sit here and justify this? And y'all are being so distracted with 1,000 different things. Of course, they're gonna promote Sonia Massey's thing as a black versus white thing. Okay, I'm gonna end that. Oh, let me delete that. Okay, so we did that. I really spent time last night so I can get to what I need. Oh, we on 818. Sure, I gotta pass on this.
Law enforcement is on high alert over the threat of a gang they say has a growing presence in the United States. The New York Post reports Homeland Security warned agents that members of Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua have been given a quote green light to shoot cops in Denver. The memo from the Chicago office encouraged other agents to be vigilant.
We're literally watching a rerun of the same movie.
Former acting Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Mark Morgan says the gang rivals the brutality of MS-13. Tren de Aragua members have been connected to murders, trafficking, violent robberies, and attacks on police around the country.
We are behind the power curve already, and this administration's reaction was to actually allow Venezuelans to become part of the 400,000 individuals from 4 different countries that they're unlawfully utilizing parole to allow them to come to the United States.
This video from June shows 2 New York police officers being released from the hospital after being shot trying to arrest one of the gang members. Experts say having a green light to shoot at cops is not surprising.
In Venezuela, the police very casually shoot at them. And so they feel like, you know what, we're on a par with the police in terms of power and stature. And they shoot at us, so we're going to shoot at them.
El Paso, Texas officials told the Daily Mail that the gang is now basing its operations right across the border in Ciudad Juarez. Meanwhile, the State Department is offering rewards for up to $12 million for information that leads to the arrests of 3 of the gang's leaders. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelker.
And if y'all don't have a problem with that, I don't get it.
Take on footy in.
Oh no, that's in another country. I wonder is that they did I have 821. Here we go. Oh shit.
The Latino gangs have taken over an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado. The Latino Venezuelan gangs, they took over a whole housing project, the black community. They physically took it over. And they got people paying rent to them in the buildings. So they kicked all the black people out.
Like the Carter in New Jack City.
They pull out weapons on him and threatened him. He went to, authorities. They couldn't do anything about it. So the Venezuelans have a whole apartment complex, and they got all the tenants paying rent to them.
Some other news here at 5. The city of Aurora closing an apartment complex today, saying it was unsafe and unfit for people to live in. The complex filled with many immigrants who now have to find a new place to stay.
Advocates say that there was just too little warning for so many families with kids.
Erica, the city describing this as an abatement process. They've been talking back and forth with this complex, the complex saying there were problems with crime, the city saying there were deplorable conditions at this complex. It all came to a head today. A chaotic scene outside the apartments in the 1500 block of Nome Street in Aurora. Fox 31 found entire families on the street saying they had nowhere to go after the city shut down the complex near Colfax in Nome Street. Earlier in the morning, a team of police officers accompanied code enforcement crews and went door to door in the 98-unit building, making sure everyone was out.
Sí, señor. Es demasiado difícil.
It's very difficult, Betty Rodriguez.
That's a doggone shame that even came to that. Now look at this one. Here they busting in the door.
Home invasion in Aurora, all of it caught on camera. Multiple armed suspects Suspects break into a home with 2 children inside, posing as delivery drivers. Fox 31 speaking with those victims. Our Talia Cunningham is in studio with their message and more of some of that dramatic new video. All new at 9. Talia.
Yeah, Erica, dramatic is right. Some terrifying moments for a family in Aurora. So the crime was caught on Ring doorbell camera, and it starts right here with this guy. He's wearing like a worker's reflective vest, and he's holding a package, posing as a delivery driver. Clearly he isn't. That package is empty. He then rings the doorbell and waits for someone to answer. Someone does, and then this.
You see how they bust in the door?
It all happened in a matter of seconds. What you just saw was that man pushing the door open and forcing himself inside the home. And then 2 other men with guns rush inside. After only 1 minute, the men then run out, pile into a car, and race down the street. A caretaker and 2 young children inside the home at the time, and as you can imagine, a traumatic experience for all of them. When authorities arrived, one of the children, a 6-year-old boy, visibly shaken. His mom and dad claim the suspects hit their son and caretaker, pushing him to the ground, and inappropriately touched their 14-year-old daughter.
Oh
The
my
incident happened
God.
on Wednesday, June 12th at 8:45 p.m. in a neighborhood on South Richfield Street. Police say this was a robbery as well, with personal items, mostly jewelry and cash, stolen. Although the parents weren't home at the time, they dialed 911 immediately after being notified by the Ring video, telling us they're scared.
El dinero, las joyas se recupera.
This mother says it's not about the material things stolen because they can be replaced. It's about the trauma her young children were put through. She adds they spent that night in the hospital getting the kids checked out after allegedly being assaulted. And tonight, police are investigating this crime and do believe it was targeted.
It's not. Awesome, that one. Now we got some good migrants because this was honorable in New York City. All of that.
Stabbed by a man on the subway, and the 2 men who jumped into action and held the suspect down until police arrived had recently arrived here in the city in search of a better life.
Today, New York's finest honoring 2 new New Yorkers who stepped in to save someone in need.
On behalf of the NYPD and the good people of this city, I say thank you. Gracias.
At a ceremony at One Police Plaza, NYPD brass thanked Josnan Alberto Palacios and Alexander Robles Lino for stepping in last month as a man stabbed a woman exiting the Jamaica Avenue Van Wyck subway station in Richmond Hill. They could have looked the other way, but instead police say they risked their own lives to help.
2 ordinary men whose actions and courage in an otherwise quiet and unassuming subway station in Queens turned the ordinary into the extraordinary.
The men are migrants from Venezuela. They go to the same church. On the night of July 28th, after watching the results of the Venezuelan presidential election come in, they were returning home with their young kids in tow when they saw the violent attack. Really, it was impulsive. Our nature is to protect our families and our children. Fear didn't exist in that moment, explains Josnan. Police say the men held 24-year-old Randall Contreras from the Bronx down until they arrived. Officers recovered a knife at the scene, and they say the unprovoked attack could have been deadly.
And in a moment that may paralyze others, these men acted.
The brave actions happened on the very same night as an unrelated shooting on Randall's Island near a migrant shelter.
That is not the norm. This is the norm.
The negative headline asylum seekers.
It is, because we want you all up out of here.
People who have come to work to help in any way we can, and that was emphasized when we made the decision to help, says Alexander. Josnan and Alexander say the commendation will proudly go up on their walls. But more importantly, this is a memory that will be imprinted on their children's hearts.
Doing the right thing, like these 2 men showed.
Yeah, but unfortunately, y'all going back too.
(8:32) in New York City. Mayor Eric Adams traveling to Chicago today to attend the Democratic National Convention, where he'll also meet with national leaders to discuss the ongoing migrant crisis. Adams wants to change New York sanctuary city laws in the wake of recent violent crimes involving asylum seekers. Joining us this morning to discuss what these changes would look like is the New York City Field Director for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, right, Ken Gianello. So great to have you here.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate being back on.
Let's talk about this. 2 asylum seekers currently in custody for allegedly raping a woman last week in Coney Island. We've also seen this series of robberies, what the NYPD is describing as migrant-driven robberies in the area of Central Park, right? What comes next now? Is ICE able to get involved with detaining some of these folks who are bad?
Now, this is pre-Trump.
And deport them?
This is pre-Trump.
My staff is out every day. We're out in the public, in the community, trying to remove these public safety threats from our communities. The issue, obviously, that we face is we need the cooperation and collaboration with our law enforcement partners here in the city, specifically NYPD. The sanctuary policies won't allow them to cooperate, but lately you've seen the mayor, you've seen NYPD, the chief of patrol, speak out stating that they need to cooperate with us, and 100% I'm all on board. This cooperation needs to be there because
It sure does. Let me see. Do I got this down from Mayor Adams? Because I'm gonna play this again. Yeah. When I do Mayor Adams.
Migration into the US is one of the most divisive issues the country faces today and will be one of the main points which will decide the election on November the 5th. Today we're going to discuss the unprecedented number of people coming into the country and the impact it is having on American cities and people. The New York Post has been on the front lines of reporting on what has become an urgent crisis. Our stories have uncovered secret flights bringing migrants into New York, the enormous cost of running shelters and the conditions inside of them, and the exasperation of city leaders as the people just keep coming. Nationally, we've covered in detail the problems Border Patrol face in trying to stop legal crossings at the southern border, and how little time they have to make decisions about whether people are who they say they are. We've also captured on camera what happens when things do spiral out of control. Firstly, to provide some contexts, between 2009 and 2018, immigration levels in the US were low. After a spike in 2019, and during the COVID-19 crisis, which started in 2020, the Trump administration took action and largely closed the southern border, where more than 90% of new migrants...
Okay, because I'm not going to let that continue to play that. That's always oh, good. I'm deleting all this stuff. I don't know, I might keep that one. What's my next one? 825. Then the chaos in Chicago. Look, No Limit Calvin. Is this playing?
Y'all already know what's going on. We is in the building, man. As soon as y'all get up in here, make sure y'all smash the like button. Say which number like y'all is. We in here talking about No Limit, man. No Limit and the Venezuelans and, you know, the migrants that are moved to Chicago, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they deep as hell in Chicago, and they wreaking havoc, bro. Like, they downtown, up and downs on people, doing all type of shit. They having knife fights, gun fights. They kidnapping people. They assaulting women, all type of shit. You know, there's been Chicago crime rate was already bad. Our shit is horrible now that they ass up. But a member from No Limit by the name of NLMB Calvin, man. You know, his ass from like Herb and them era and shit. You know, he was shot and killed yesterday, bro. You know, and it's being said that these would be one of these migrants. Before I say that, let me tell you about, you know what I'm saying, the whole situation. So it was just a big ass shootout over there. Yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, big ass shootout there, and it was between between No Limit and these Venezuelan immigrants, bro. They with the shits, bro. I'm phoning them, these migrants, they with that shit. Like, they ass from a third world country, bro. They with all that shit, knives, guns, whatever you want to do. So they done, I guess they ended some of they ass ended up over in No Limit area, and the type of shit that they own, trying to be on over there, No Limit not for that shit. So everybody know how to dress them coming. They drenching shit. So it's like, and everybody know how to damn vendor from a third world country. They with the shit too. So it was a big ass shootout, bro. A big ass shootout, and Calvin, No Limit Calvin, he ended up getting shot and killed in the midst of that shit, fool. It's crazy. You think you would think like, all right, let the migrants come here. You know what I'm saying? They looking for work and shit, and goddamn it, like, all right, like, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they asked for to get put to work. Like they asked for to be out here helping build houses and shit, paint walls and shit, drywall, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they know some shit. They know how to help build houses, all type of shit, important shit. You would think like, all right, they finna come here and get to the money, and you know what I'm saying? They finna. They probably know how to do other shit, but that's off the top of my head. Like I know they know how to help build houses and all type of shit, paint your walls. Like they got you.
And the killing of No Limit Calvin, that was the beginning of the war, gang war between No Limit and the Venezuelans. Now here they go. Look what they doing in New York.
What the NYPD is calling a young migrant robbery pattern here in Central Park, concerning for people who live around the park. For officials, it's a public safety issue as well as
So a new wave of crime is taking over one of New York's most iconic landmarks, Central Park. And while there's debate over how much the asylum crisis is connected to this recent rise in assaults and robberies, everyone agrees that things here have taken a turn for the worse.
The number of robberies in Central Park has tripled compared to this time last year.
The rise in robberies at least partly blamed on young migrants living in city shelters. You'll start to see the wolf pack.
Savino says the suspects in these crimes are in large groups, what he calls wolf packs. They take off with things like wallets, phones, and bags. I don't tend to come to Central Park at night.
I think we have a lot of, people sleeping in the park.
The string of robberies is connected to young migrant men living in city-run shelters. Groups of suspects, up to a dozen young males at a time, are approaching victims in the park and robbing them.
There's a big group of them, but they're really young.
So y'all need to go back to your own country. Now getting back to Chicago.
Calvin, that's G Herbo hood. Shout out to CSP. Without him, I wouldn't have heard about this story. He got killed by a Venezuelan. Whoa. I know there was wars going on in these communities with the immigrants coming into the country and how they stacking up and how they ready to, you gotta think about it, bro. And CSP was just bringing up this point. They coming from third world countries, bro. You go to Brazil, bro. It's police going to the favelas to beef with the people that's in the fellas. So they already used to that gunplay. One gunplay every Sunday. Like, the thing about it is, we ain't going for none over here neither.
Right.
But it's crazy, bro, that this is going on all across the world. Because remember, in New York, bro had got poked. I mean, he got popped in the train station. He got poked by that girl in the it was fighting. Whoa. So what happened was, according to CSP, what happened was this Venezuelan gang had moved on 37 S's, I think, which is in the same neighborhood where they from, right? And they got into it for trying to make moves in their neighborhood, in their block. We know they don't own nothing. We understand that. But they got a bump out, right? With the Muskegon boys, right? I don't know if it's regular Muskegon boys. I'm just giving like broad names so I can understand what I'm saying. Nobody knows what happened. I don't even know. I can't find a news article on it. But they got into a bump out with the No Limit boys, right? And a dude named No Limit Calvin got hit. But this is not private situation. This is not private situations. All them blue states is going through this right now. Even hometown, when I go back, it's everywhere, bro. There's people everywhere that's not from here that's coming into these blue states, bro. and that's how they get in for sure. These legal own and carry states, I don't see that happening yet. Maybe in Texas and all that, or they coming on the best behavior. Let me say it like this: the ones that's coming on BS timing are on the blue states. So when you in a state like you can't totally defend yourself. When you in a state like California, the Muffer bill for everybody, and you can't defend yourself with this random criminal or something. At this point, what side of the world and what your mindset is, and it's really based on your indoctrination level. And every single immigrant is indoctrinated. It takes a strong-minded for all y'all that be like, oh, how do immigrants come into this country and do better than black people that been here the whole time? First of all, you can't just skip over history, bro. We've been reset.
Facts.
We would have been ahead of the whole economy if we left Black Wall Street alone. The first time they dropped bombs on the U.S. soil was for you. So
Facts.
to this day, we at war, right? But it's crazy. Even in our own neighborhoods, we on the train. I'm not going out. I ain't going out like that. That's crazy. That's why I don't have negative energy with my people, my melanated people, my black people, even if they on some crash out shit. Off gang can't fuck when we got the white dogs, so it.
Yep, and he dead now.
I'm not tripping off you because that was me. I can see myself within you. But when other people from across the world, they see you as what you being promoted on TV, so they see you all as YBC dog, even if you're not.
And he did.
This is how these people look at you on the street. I'm telling you this, bro. Because I live in a state now to where it's not a lot of melanated people, and I realize what's going on. I realize what's going on within this world. Everybody's progressing, and we're not building nothing. Well, they're progressing in the matrix. So even when you see them with jobs and they doing all this, they building up a construct that's not even theirs, right? They're building communities that aren't theirs. They own all this, but one click of the government to shut your water off.
Yep.
The government has to let some people get more than others, or else everybody just gonna turn. Like I was saying, they gotta give everybody different playing fields because it puts them at a fake level in their mind, just like how it's middle class, lower class, upper.
So that started the war between the black gangs and the Venezuelan gangs in Chicago. August 28th.
Platform seem to satisfy your needs as far as what you'd like to see with our immigration policy.
But what platform is that?
That's when I found out that it was Kamala Harris that opened the borders up in California.
I'm going to put this at the feet of the Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party, has an agenda behind bringing immigrants over.
I'm Andre Barnes with Numbers USA. In Chicago during the DNC. We're here to hear the stories from the people who are impacted by the immigrants being bused into their neighborhoods. And what we want to do is tell the stories.
Oh, no, I'm not doing it. I'm keeping that separate because that's Brandon Johnson when I do that. Okay.
Judge, read out everything, man. Don't say credit.
Did I stop it? Oh, I think I did.
Yeah. The motherfucker super deep, nigga. That's a gang, nigga. They twisting their fingers. They gangsters. Why you fuck? They twisting their fingers. They gangsters. Yeah, the motherfuckers is deep as hell, man. Y'all better stop playing with them. And they came over here deep. If y'all seen the videos of them breaking their buildings and all that shit going around viral on these videos, a group of Mexicans breaking their buildings and shit, that's the area that they was doing that shit in. They came and took over, but they ain't have to they some gangsters. They ain't come in paying no rent. They came in a dope taking shit, nigga. Took an abandoned building, cleaned that bitch up. That bitch ain't got no rats, no nothing. They put a new gate around that motherfucker in 2 days. It was so many out there. The baby was out there with a tool belt set on everything. They had wood and everything. Everybody was working. Even the dog was doing shit. They got goats and shit, nigga. Y'all ain't never seen a goat. in the hood, nigga. They got goats in the hood now, nigga. They got tying they goats up to the gates and shit, man. Yeah, nigga. When they came to conquer. God damn it. For real, I'ma show y'all. Y'all don't think it's real, man. Y'all think it's a game, man. Them motherfuckers deep as hell. And they could possibly take over if they wanted to. What would they be taking over? The neighborhoods and all that stuff. It's a lot of them, man. You know they don't mind 10 of them being in a 2-bedroom apartment. They don't mind that shit. They come from sleeping in spots with no electricity. Third world countries. Google what a third world country is, man.
Facts.
Google that shit. On life, thick ass Venezuelans out there walking the street selling pussy for $20.
Wow.
Well, it ain't $20 no more. They done caught on, man. Well, everything ain't caught on. They say inflation. Even the price of that pussy went up.
Oh.
Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Excuse me for talking like that, but it's the truth.
Ooh.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man, they got all type of
They
real
caught on
shit
to inflation, huh?
Man. Think they give a fuck about a nigga telling you don't stand on my block? Nigga, I'll kill your ass. Nigga, I just walked over here. Nigga, to come find my family. You know what
He ain't lying. But they done caught on to inflation. Ain't that some stuff? On 829. I'm just giving you the history of what's been going on with these illegals.
We're gonna listen now. Video that came across that has recently gone viral, and it's of this man who's talking about how there's been an overtaking.
Oh, I got a video, so I'm gonna delete that and just play Scano. I like him a lot. He a cool, nice looking man too.
Yo, what's good? It's Scano. Y'all know how this was able to happen? You know how they would. I've already explained how the cartels be linked in with the different family members and associates that migrate to America. They maintain them lines of communication. This shit didn't happen overnight. This happened over decades. So they get their people over here legally for the most part. And the ones that come behind them, most of them illegal. Most of them be members.
Right.
Like I said, they establish, and a big reason why this shit was able to come to fruition, as far as these migrant gang, being able to have some type of clout in our inner cities, we allowed this shit to happen. Like I had said previously, man, it's known that whether it be Mexico, whether it's Venezuela, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Philippines, them plugs, man. Niggas always looking for the better price, right? If you know, you know. So it used to be, I ain't gonna get too, keep shit simple. But it used to be we go down south to get them packs.
Right.
Them packs, either be coming from Miami. But where do you think they come from first? But we all understand that. But so they get over here, like I said, over the course of these last couple decades, the members, they kind of, get a rapport with the black members around the communities, link up, but they always had a bigger plan, man. See, we always allow, and this shit is not about racism. This shit is about survivalism.
Facts.
We always allow these outsiders to come take part and be, you know, pop, whatever the case may be. They move into our communities.
Facts.
Where we already be pressed for resources. Shit already be hungry. You know what I'm saying? And we embrace them. For the most part, we embrace these foreign, like Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, you name it. Black folks, typically, we embrace these other races because we understand what it is to be on the outside looking in. But see, that shit don't work both ways, man. And I'm just speaking in general. I know it's not the same in every city, but y'all see what's going on in California? You know what I'm saying? You niggas be puffing out y'all chests like y'all the gang mecca. The motherfucking Mexicans is on your neck down there, man. So now Chicago and even Cleveland, we've had our issues, but for the most part, in Cleveland, you know, as far as the Latin gangs, now MS-13, I don't fuck with them. But like I said, man, it varies from gang to gang. But at the end of the day, they have no allegiance to blacks, man.
Facts.
They do business with us.
Facts.
Try to date one of their daughters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you find out how people really feel about you. They find out you're dealing with you know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, they will sit down at the table when money is greed. That's how this shit happened. Greed. Like I said, looking for the better plug, looking for the better, no allegiance in these streets, man. But I don't know what I expect, because niggas, we ain't got no allegiance to each other. You know
that part.
So why the fuck these other gangs,
that
these
part.
other races, you know, why would they have, any qualms about bucking up? But see, like I said, they waited until they fully infiltrated. And now that they got the links, like I said, they got family here. So once they in here, they in here. So
Trump getting them out.
And they maintain that line of communication with the gang leaders or cartels on the other side. They get them packs over here. You know, so once they took over their little sections, you know, they get over here, congregate in their sections. Niggas ain't really, where I'm from, you at your own risk if you fucking around in certain sections. As far as Latinos, Mexicans, woo-woo. But, so they got the plug, now what? Well, they need to expand. Because the clientele, they got whole cities out there. So that's where the war is that's where the beefing about to start, man.
Yep.
It was all good. Now they need to expand their clientele. Like I said, they taking over these communities, taking over projects. You know, now that's the extreme. But like I said, in Denver, that shit already has happened. And it's wars going on in different cities across America. And like I said, Cleveland included. Although for the most part, like I said, ain't shit really popping with that in Cleveland. But so you got No Limit Cairo just got knocked, with a switch. And obviously the word on the street is he out looking for them Venezuelan members, you know what I'm saying, that stepped on homie. And like I said, this shit about to be up, man. It's up now. And it's gonna be stuck up. If it ever was a time for you niggas to stop killing each other, for gangs to just unite, and it's been so much talk over the years. Even within our own set, because like I said, man, all Crips don't get along. You know, it's different sets, like Wolf Street, Grape Street, Hoover, and we sometimes it's beef with other members of the same gang, man, on different sets. And the shit get complicated, man. And like I said, being that we don't have the structure and that's crazy that these motherfuckers come from over there and they more structured than us.
Right.
Shit.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? But they understand that's the only way they're gonna survive. That's the only way. So they own that shit. So like I said, man, Chicago about to be turned the fuck up. You niggas better stop worrying about, you know what I'm saying, 63rd and 61st, BD, GD, fuck all that. Philly, you niggas
Facts.
too. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Coming to a city near you, man. I'm telling you. A lot of niggas is just sleep on this shit. A lot of you niggas is doing business with these motherfuckers. And I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, we already know what them plugs. I don't care if you're getting it from New York, if you're getting it from down south. The plugs is, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Them immigrants.
Right.
At the end of the day. So they kind of got a stranglehold on the dope game. You know, so niggas kind of like, it's like a reluctant partnership. But now that what they want to do is just eradicate niggas from the dope game.
Facts.
You could be a middleman, a courier, but as far as, you know what I'm saying, they want to take control of all that shit. So the inner cities, everything. And that's what's going on right now. So, like I said before, man, we do not have the luxury of this. This is not 1970, we never had the luxury in this country. For real. We never, for one brief moment, maybe in the 60s, early 70s, it looked like black folks could take a deep breath and kind of like realize what real life can act. And then that shit was over. So not only, you know, you got to worry about the system being on your neck, we got our own people on our neck, and now we got these immigrants coming over here trying to get on our neck too.
Facts.
That shit ain't gonna play out well for y'all. But these inner cities and these streets about to get bloody, like I said before. Ain't no way around it. It is what it is. It's about to be a full-blown battle for the drug gang in damn near every city in America. So mark my words. 216 Scano from the gutter.
That was some real talk. I'm actually going to keep that video. Because he told the truth on that. That was 8:29. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to end with this next. Let me see what this one is about.
Yeah, I got a show for y'all. Got a damn good show. Man, I can't believe Democrats are using taxpayer money to do this. Listen to this. Socialism.
Taxpayer-funded group is offering $30,000 to new home buyers. Lauren, you cannot apply if you're an American citizen. What's with that?
Why would an American citizen apply for a taxpayer-funded program to get $30,000 for a new home? I mean, it's wild. The group is called Hacienda Community Development Corporation. They offer payment assistance in Oregon to DACA recipients, asylees, green card holders, basically any non-U.S. citizen. This is state-sponsored discrimination, Stuart. That's what it is. I mean, it's crazy. That's their goal. They want to open up housing and the American dream to non-U.S. citizens.
Okay, I guess that's the reason why we have an open border, because eventually these folks will vote and vote Democrat because they're the people who let them in. That's what this is about.
Part of me wants to say crazy things happen in Oregon, but I think this will go far beyond Oregon. There is a critical shortage of houses across the United States, particularly in Oregon, and then they're giving $30,000 to non-taxpayers.
Yeah, which will raise the price of houses
for everybody else.
Pathetic. All right, Lauren, thank you very much indeed.
America first.
Yep. George Soros got to be paying them a lot of money.
I think Democrats are asking for a civil war. Take a look at this.
Illegal immigrants to up to $100,000 each to buy a home. The program is called the California Dream for All program, and it's created to help middle and income home buyers. Now, initially, the program required residents to be here legally, either a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident. But last week, Assembly Democrats overrode Republican opposition, changing that eligibility to say this.
The social and economic benefits of homeownership should be accessible to everyone, regardless of immigration status.
Let me get this straight. You're going to give illegal immigrants $100,000 to buy a home when they came here illegally? What about Americans? What about veterans? These people brought the Lord and you rewarded them with $100,000 of my own tax money to buy a home. Meanwhile, I have to pay for a loan with my own hard cash, working 60 to 70 hours a week just to pay for my mortgage. And you're going to hand out $100,000 to illegal immigrants? At this point, I think Democrats really want a civil war because this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. Americans are being treated like third world people.
Listen, this was the plan. Now, if the opposition would have got in, what do you really think would have happened? For real, for real.
I have a problem with the fact.
All right, I'm going to end this video. I'm coming back with part 2. Yep, I'm coming back with part 2. Right back to keep it kind of like an hour apiece. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, please. Thank you. Love y'all. And thanks to all my new subscribers.